I've talked about the 6 out of 7 is good, but we started this conference schedule now. First 2 were on the road. Got another one on the road this Wednesday, so first 3 on the road, which it is what it is. But I kind of like going on the road. First, going back to ETSU, I thought we played good in spots, and when you're on the road, we had some defensive breakdowns that you just can't do. And I think with about five minutes to go, it was a 6-point game, and then we didn't finish it the way we needed to. So what we did the next day was watch basically the last 6 minutes and just talked about each situation and what we have to do better to make sure. Because when you get into conference, I don't care what conference you're in all over the country, a lot of games are going to come down to the last 5-6 minutes. So I thought we learned something from that. We were without our leading scorer, Jalen McCreary, so we were down a little bit. But then we responded, went on to VMI, and took care of business there the way we should. And I thought we were locked in and really played a pretty full game, especially defensively, just getting them out of rhythm. Because sometimes they're difficult to play against because they're a little undersized, but and Andrew does a really good job with what he has. But we took care of business the way we're supposed to. So that was good. Now we've got a couple days to get back, get rested, get ready to go on the road again at Wofford. And they're a very good team, as always, like they are at home.
Was that kind of a harsh adjustment playing the Talladegas of the world and then jumping right into SoCon play with this new group that you're
I really didn't think about that, to be honest with you. I don't think it had anything to do with ETSU. I really don't. Because we had really good practices up to that point. And it's not a overcomplicated team to play against ETSU. Yeah, they run, a lot of offense like most everybody else does. But the one thing that they did is we didn't do a very good job containing their point guard, who's a really good point guard. We kind of let him get his head up and get, it's like in football, you don't pressure the quarterback, you're going to get picked apart. And that we didn't do a very good job against Peterson.
How'd you like the way the team looked without Jalen on the floor? Maybe some guys that took charge in that spot?
Yeah, it makes somebody else have to step up, and I'd much rather Jalen be playing. I know that because he gives us 15, 16 points a game. But you can't complain about it. I mean, everybody goes through it. Furman's been playing without a couple of their really good players too, so it happens. Next guy steps up, just when he's ready to play and healthy, then we'd love to have him back. But I got to worry about the guys that are healthy and ready to play.
Talk about stepping up against VMI. Robbie and David both scored 20 points. Before in the past, you kind of only had like one player each game kind of score a lot of points. What is it now having 2 players scoring points, and is that something we can kind of look forward to every game now?
I wish. Man, I wish we could have that every game. We'd be in business. I like the way Robbie's, he's old. He's been around. He gets really anxious. I thought he played with a lot of poise and let the game kind of come to him a little bit more and didn't get overly excited. And again, it goes, even though he's older, he hasn't played in these situations. So again, it's still him learning to get through it. He wants to be out there and is so happy to be out there, like, with what he's went through. You can't blame him for the way he gets excited. You really can't. But now we got to kind of contain some of that and continue to be a better basketball player. So that was great. I expect him to continue to score the basketball. David Thomas, he came out of the womb knowing how to score the ball. Just has a knack to be able to score. So I've known all along he's capable of doing that, and he's a freshman. He's going to have a lot of ups and downs. But what I know he can offensively play. I think he's gotten really a lot better defensively. And that's what I'm on him about more than anything is defense, being able to, guards maybe one of the best players on the other team. That's what he's got to get to. And I thought he did a really good job, especially VMI, of taking their guards out of some actions that they usually like to do.
Seems like a lot of the guys are playing with a lot more confidence, after all the non-conference games. How do you think their attitude is going into conference play?
Yeah, we've had. I like how hard we're playing. I do like the fact that we are playing together. and sharing the ball a little bit more. And I think it's just a matter of them understanding kind of, how we need to play, getting our identity and figuring out what best gives us, situation to, what gives us the best opportunity to win. And everybody's role might be a little bit different. So I think they're doing a good job of being able to, I think, figure that out.
What are maybe a couple of those things that need to, continue to be improved as SoCon play continues?
Continue, like there's going to be ups and downs, there's going to be adversity throughout a game, and just moving on to the next play. I think early on the season, guys were wrapped up in them making mistakes, and it bothered them for another 2 or 3 possessions, and that can't happen. So I think just them moving on to the next play is better. They've also had a chance, I think, to understand what we're doing offensively and sharing the basketball, and we got good players. You don't have to all do it yourself. So I think that's just them maturing throughout the season.
Is there any teams in the conference that you're excited to play?
I'm excited to play Wofford right now. That's who I'm really excited to play against. Yeah, I mean, SoCon's a great conference. It really is, and I think it's going to be wide open again. But Wofford's who we're worried about right now.
Coach, in comparison to the first 8 games, last 7 years, taking your rebounding and your free throw, what's been sort of some of the keys to those 2 areas for improvement?
Concentration and it's really showing them film on, hey, when we rebound, showing them positive plays, and then explaining to them analytically, number-wise, when we do this and we rebound the basketball, and the other team, it's just us concentrating on it a little bit more and carrying out our assignments. I think that's a big thing. And shooting free throws is such a confidence thing. I can't give you you got to have the confidence yourself to get up there and be confident in what you're doing, putting in extra time. Our guys do put in extra time, shooting free throws. You have to do that.
What have you seen from Wofford on film that will give you some challenges?
Their big guy, Filowich, I'm going to pronounce that and absolutely butcher it, but he's a good player inside, just a big, strong, knows he's been there for a few years for them. He knows what they're supposed to do on offense, defense. He has gotten in better shape. He can score the ball inside. One-on-one, he's a really good player. It's hard to guard him down there. So we got to limit his touches. And then Corey Tripp is a guard that just keeps getting better for them, who's been there. I think this is his 3rd year. So he's more experienced, and he's scoring the basketball. And they're like normally, when I came in this league, Wofford, they're well coached. They play hard. They're grimy and tough, and they haven't changed from that, from their attitude from that standpoint. So, and they got good shooters. So it's similar to what Wofford's always been.
And talk about Saturday, probably expecting a big crowd on Saturday with Centerville Day in Hawkins Arena. Sort of if you had to get fans pumped up about being in Hawkins Arena, I mean, what is it that makes it special for you guys to play in front of the home fans?
Yeah, and Saturday, I'd love for it to be a sellout. Like, this is the first time back in a long time. It's our conference opener. Western Carolina's picked, to win the game. To win the conference. So shoot, let's pack it and have some fun. I mean, our guys have been playing really hard. I think people have come to the game. People have watched us on TV. I think they're excited about our guys, and we need them to show it. We need them to show up and Saturday afternoon and show them what Hawkins can be like.